Hello everybody, CW here. Okay, back on the range. I got the 3006 back out. This is the stainless classic Winchester 3006, and this is going to be the third set of loads. All of these loads with 4350 powder, H4350. We've changed bullets. So the first one, and they're all once fired cases, annealed, trimmed, set up. They're all identical. The first one was with Hornady boat tail soft points. The second one was with Gold Dot boat tail soft points. And these are with Grand Slams, which are a controlled expansion plain base bullet. Exact same powder charges. Started at 57 flat, stopped a little over 59. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 loads. We're going to shoot 4, let it cool, shoot 4 more. Got a target out there at 100 yards. We're going to check velocities, do it all. It's going to be a little bit of time, so I'm going to put you in speedy mode. Probably bring you back for maybe the last group or something. We're going to stop if we find pressures. The first time we ran through them all, no problem. The second time we had to stop. We couldn't go to the last 2 loads. We saw some pressure signs. So it'll be interesting to see what we find this time. And this is with the new stock. This is the Hogue overmolded with the plastic. It's like a nylon chassis and pillar bed. So this is they make a cheap one that's just the stock, and they make one that's just, they make this one, and then they make the one with aluminum bedding. So you got the 3 of them. So I didn't get the other one because it was designed for the Winchester with the 1-piece bottom metal, and this has 2 or 3, depending how you look at it. So it would have needed shims or the little alteration kit there to make it work, and I didn't want to play with that. So I got it for a really good price from a guy used, but it was unused. He bought it, never used it. I picked it up for him for a song. So if it doesn't work out, doesn't do what I need it to do, I'm not out a whole lot, and I can resell it. So, but it looks good. It's that green ghillie rubber overmolded with the stainless. I think it's a really nice look, and it fit really good. All right, everything's torqued down and set. We'll see if we've got a change of impact, but I'm betting we don't enough to worry about. I'm just going to throw you into speedy mode here and throw it out there. Stand by. Okay, we made it to the end. I got 3 bullets left. I haven't really been watching the velocity, but I know it's well into the 29s. This is the top load, and we've got no serious pressure signs, and everything's good. It does have quite a bark to it, and it does have a good recoil. But the last group was really good. So let's see, I just can't read that, but we'll read the chronograph. All right, I'm shooting the top right hand corner. It's kicking pretty good. Here we go. Yes, the scope does touch my glasses. And that one there, let's see. I'd say it's just starting to show some pressures, but I wouldn't be afraid to go more. I did check the screw torque before this last 4, and it was really good. Something I noticed that these feed really good, and the gold dots did not. The gold dots have a tiny flat point. These have a good sized flat point. I would think these would have been worse, but that was the first little hiccup I got, and it was nothing. All right, last bullet. Much better.
3/4 inch.
3/4 of an inch? Bobby says 3/4 of an inch. All right, let's go right from here over to the chronograph. I'll pop you right off. I'm not even gonna take you off. Hopefully it comes off smooth. All right, we'll go right to the chronograph. We're alone on the range, so we're good. We're good. Duplicate. Last 2 duplicate. 2840, 2943. Let's review. So we're gonna go all the way back to the middle load, which I think is just over 58 grains. Why? I don't. 917, 3930, 930, 2873. That's a slow one. 2890, 2892, 879, 2911, 2943. So I'm really happy with that. All right, I'm gonna walk down there. I'll come back with you in a second. Stand by. Here we go. Here's the first group. Now that bullet right in the center there, a little to the right, was a cold bore. And then the next 2 went up there. So let's, yep, the next 2 went up there. That was averaging about 2840. The next group here is a little convoluted because there's some 41 Magnum. So see the triangle there? I got it marked out. Those are 3 41 Magnum loads. And then one in the same hole, 2 above it. That's the group. So it's just shy of 2 inches. Right there. And then we come over here to the third group. And it was shooting pretty high, 2-3 inches high. So I did adjust for that later, but that's probably one of the best groups. And that was averaging just shy of 2,900. Again, this is the 165 grain Grand Slam. And then we shot this load over here, which is one of the worst groups, which is going to be about 2 1/4-ish. And at that point I stopped. I let the barrel cool down. I don't think it was hot. I could hold my hand on it, so I can't blame anything but the load. Everything felt good. But it started really shooting to the right and high. And I think it was the load. I think it's just the node is changing, and it's causing it to do that. Because the next load was fired at this point of aim, and they went over here, 1, 2, 3. Now the group is pretty good. Yeah, 1.5 inches. It's okay, but it's high right. You can see that everything's changing. So the next group I fired was down here. I went back to the center, and you can see there's nothing even there because it's way over here. And again, 1.5 inches, 1 3/4. Nothing to write home about, but getting higher and getting more to the right, showing that the node is changing. And then the last 2 loads, I adjusted the point of impact, and I shot that group, which is really good. it's an inch and a quarter. And then the last group over here, that's going to be probably right at an inch, maybe just over. I'll measure it at home, but we'll see how it is. So there we go. It's getting cold out here. We're done. It's been really windy, so there's quite a bit of wind. That flag has been pretty much horizontal. It's not whipping, but I don't think it's affecting me a lot, but probably a little. Temperature's probably mid 40s. 100 yards, 30:06, 165 Grand Slam. I'll come back with you at home and we'll measure. Stand by. All right, we're back at the bench. Read them and weep, because they're kind of ugly. First group, 3.82 inches, but cold shot, and then 2 of them under an inch. So not really fair, but it did shoot it, so there it is. Second group, 1.85. Again, that one that you see there, this one and this one are a 41 mag group, which I didn't measure. That's kind of neat to know, because that's a center to center is going to be right side to left side. So if you go, with your inside measures, you measure from the inside of the hole to the outside of the hole. That'll give you center to center on the farthest away holes. And that comes up at a 1.390 group. 1.390 inches. That's the 14-inch contender at 100 yards. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Of course, I was aiming up there, but that's all right. So, 1.85 for the second group, 30:06. Third group, and I think I have this wrong. I think this was more like 2870, 2880. So I rewrote it to 2880. I don't have the chronograph in here to look at, so. But the group size is 944. So we got a little bit of a node there at almost 2900. Not bad. Then we shot load number 4, which is, I rewrote it at 2890 because it just didn't, it's too high. So 2.43 inches, kind of ugly. The next one, we were in that node. Remember I said things are starting to scoot to the right and getting higher. And so we were aiming here, and I hit way over here. And this group come in at 164. So again, I said not atrocious, but it's not that great. And then we came down here. I was supposed to shoot up here, but I was worried it was going to be up off the paper. So I just shot down here. And this is a previous hole, so that doesn't count. 1, 2, 3. And that worked out to 193 at a little over 2,900. And then we really started to tighten up. Load number 7 dropped down to 119 at 2919. And then the top load, which was our most accurate load, which is where we'll work off of because we had no real pressure signs. So that's what we got. And that's, so far with this powder and the bullets we've tried, this is the best. We've gotten a couple under an inch, but this is the best because it's falling at the highest velocity. 2943, that's dynamite. If I can be mid 29s, if I could be anywhere in the 29s, I'd be happy. With a 165 from a 24-inch barrel, I'd be happy. So 2943 with under an inch, approaching 3/4 of an inch, and no finagling. We can start playing with a couple of tenths up and down and see if there's a tighten the node up at all, and then we can start playing with bullet overall length and see if we can tighten that up at all. That if that's the best I got, I would have nothing to complain about. Of course, we'll shoot 5-shot groups and see what we get. This is just a 3, but still. There we go. That's where we're going to work off of right now. This is really the bullet I wanted to use. I didn't want to use that gold dot because I'm using it in the Mauser at about 2860, 22-inch barrel. And it shoots 3/4 of an inch. So it's a 30-06 with a 165. Just shooting a little bit slower. So, but that's the sentimental rifle. So that one's never going anywhere. So we're going to use gold dots over there and probably Grand Slams over here because I really want to stay 165. I don't want to go to 180. But we'll see. So there we go. Wrap this up. We got a pretty good group. So there we go. That's what we're going to work off of, and that's what we're going to like. So there we go. God bless everybody. CW out.